Hey guys, it's Dan, the home for mobile reviews, A.C, and today I'm going to do a review of the HitCase Shield. This is a waterproof case, drop-ready case, and it's made from aluminum, which is awesome. This is probably going to be the last normal waterproof case that I review for the iPhone 6 as the iPhone 7 is coming out fairly soon now. And I guess we're saving the best for last because this is the best waterproof case for the iPhone 6 that's drop rated to 2 meters, waterproof to 2 meters in my opinion. HitCase Shield is a waterproof case that's made from, well, as I said before, aluminum, which is a little different. The aluminum will make your iPhone bend-proof, which, you know, iPhone itself is pretty hard to bend, but with this HitCase Shield, it's going to be impossible to bend. But the metal frame isn't the most unique feature of the case. On the back of the case is a very thin piece of polycarbonate that actually kind of turns your iPhone into a little drum. I love how this case feels in my hand. My only gripe with this case is kind of the finger grease smearing that occurs on the plastic screen protector. For my HitCase Shield review, I've given this case a score of 4.2 A's out of 5. This makes it the best waterproof case that we reviewed for day-to-day use. It handily beats out the LifeProof Fre, LifeProof Nuud, our recently crowned winner, the Pelican Marine, as well as another favorite, the Ghostek Atomic. If you need more info, check out my website. I've got the full review there in written form, as well as a handy comparison table that lays out all the differences between the cases that I just mentioned. Links are in the I or the description section below. Real usage, real reviews, mobile reviews, A.ca. At Mobile Reviews A.ca, we base everything we do on actual usage, and that's the only thing that makes sense to us, because how can you do a review after you unbox it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of HitCase products because they're all about letting you take your iPhone further. Unlike other case manufacturers, they seem to really take the time to figure out how to make products that actually are very usable. I've reviewed the HitCase Snap as well as the HitCase Pro, and I love those cases. In fact, the HitCase Pro is one of the very few cases I would actually, with general confidence in my mind, take into the ocean. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you'll know that one of the recent cases kind of changed that opinion. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the design of the HitCase Shield is very unique. I thought it'd be very similar to the Ghostek Atomic, which is something I mentioned during my Facebook live stream. But although there are similarities, the cases are not exactly the same. The Shield is the thinnest waterproof we've used, being 0.5 millimeter thinner than the LifeProof Fre. Installation of the case is quite simple. You pop the iPhone in, snap the pliable screen protector on. Build quality of the case is awesome as everything just fits so well together, and the aluminum bumper looks awesome but will show drop damage quicker than a normal plastic case. Initially, I was a little concerned about the clear piece on the back, but the HitCase told us it's actually a piece of polycarbonate. The only gripe that I have is the back of the case is actually quite slick. When placed back first, the iPhone in the Shield is going to slide around a bit. When it comes to protection, the Shield is waterproof up to 6.6 feet, or drop rate is 6.6 feet. We did a quick dunk in the sink to see if there were any glaring problems, and there weren't. I will note that the meshes that HitCase use over like the microphone almost look transparent, so you know it's kind of like the iPhone is completely exposed at the bottom. It looks like it, but it isn't. From a drop perspective, the Shield can take a 6-foot drop like a champ. In fact, we're pretty confident that the Shield would protect our iPhone from anything above 6 feet. The aluminum frame design is very similar to the Ghostek Atomic, which is something I tossed as high as I could in the air earlier this year. Now, the burning question that I had was, will the polycarbonate back actually do anything to protect my iPhone, especially if I was to drop it back first? Now, a back first drop is actually very unnormal. I've dropped enough iPhones to know that you try to drop it from this, it'll end up hitting one of the corners first before actually hitting the back first. But hey, you know, I did it anyways. Functionality of the iPhone in the case is top-notch. The mute switch is toggled by a large knob and the buttons are awesome to use. Camera cutout on the back is large but not deep enough that it blocks the true tone flash. I didn't run into issues with cell attenuation in the aluminum case, and the Touch ID worked through the membrane. When it comes to sound, it was a little better than the average waterproof case. Voice calls weren't an issue, but like every other waterproof case, it was slightly muted. Sound doesn't come out of the bottom of your iPhone anymore, but rather through the back, which means you'll be able to hear your iPhone better in any circumstance. There is a tiny gap between the iPhone screen and screen protector, but the gap doesn't result in any notable sensitivity loss. Screen protector doesn't diffuse the iPhone's retina display and doesn't suffer from any big glare issues. It doesn't sit completely flush, so it looks kind of wobbly, which may be annoying for some. And as I mentioned earlier, the screen protector does get gummy over time, but nothing that a quick wipe against your clothing won't fix. Best waterproof case ever, and it's Monty approved, right? It is. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments section below. I love HitCase as a company. The dudes that are running it, I've met before. They're pretty awesome. They're really down to earth. And these little companies, I think, well, they deserve, if they're making great products, they deserve to be recognized for those great products. That's just kind of how I roll. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments section below. If I'm on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook. I'm Aaron the Ho. This is Monty the Ho. That's kind of all I got. Best for last. Thanks for watching. So I did run into an issue. I actually dropped the HitCase Shield a bunch more times on the actual clear polycarbonate piece, and I couldn't add this into the video because I had already filmed the talking bits to it. Well, I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks, so I had to do all these videos ahead of time. But the iPhone was actually damaged. The case looked pretty okay. I dropped it about half a dozen times, and if you look closely, there's actually 2 dings. And from what I gathered, those are from the 3 to 5 foot drops onto the gravel. Now, this, I don't think, I had to go out of my way to make this happen. The reason why I shot this video in my back alley was because my back alley is not paved, it's covered in uneven gravel. And I found the piece of rock that, well, stuck out the most and dropped the iPhone onto it. So I really had to go out of my way to make these dents happen on the iPhone. The iPhone still works, it's fine, but it's going to score a little lower. It's about 4.1 instead of 4.2 now, and I'll reflect that on the website. But the polycarbonate piece will allow a bit of damage to go through, and I don't think this will happen for some of the other cases like the Pelican, with the back being a lot thicker and stronger.